Hello, everyone. My name is Ruotong, a 23-year-old graduate with a master's degree in social anthropology from the University of Manchester, following my undergraduate degree in English language and literature at Capital Normal University. My academic journey has been driven by a passion for understanding human behavior and cultural dynamics. Delighted to have the opportunity to present a talk here on the academic paper that I poured much of my passion into. Here is our today's speech table of contents. Now I'm gonna giving a short introducing to the two authors. The primary focus of this research as two contemporary authors whom this paper studies, each hailing from a different sociocultural background. The two authors of focuses in this paper are Zhang Ailing and Jeanette Winterson. While Zhang Ailing has a vastness of two different cultures to her identity, Winterson belongs to the English Pentecostal Society. These two figures present primary context for this research paper, which builds on the notions of gender, identity, culture, religion, and tradition, and how these present interrelated concepts in the identity formation of individuals through literary and textual representation of these factors. Here is our two authors. Born in China to a traditional father and mother who had her education from England, Zhang Ailing witnessed the horrors of gender oppression under the pretext of cultural values that made her move to Hong Kong for her studies and then to America, while she enjoyed a vast readership in both countries. Winterson, on the other hand, was adopted, grew up with a strictly religious mother who went to the extremities of her religiosity to impose certain views and standards to raise her to become a missionary. Winterson, however, revealed to be a lesbian at the age of 16 and left home, which partly frames the context of her novel under study in the current paper. Here is it's the introducing of the novels. Zhang Ailing's novel that is considered for this research is titled "Love in the Fallen City," which narrates the story of a widow in the contemporary Chinese society who is shamed by her own family for separating with her husband, while it was the husband who had wronged her. The novel revolves around how the protagonist Bai Liu Su deals with the conflicts of society as she seeks to begin a new life and find life upon being a divorcee as well as a widow. This presents the main conflict in the novel through which the current research identifies the themes of gender and self-identity. The second novel under research is Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson, which presents a semi-autobiographical narrative of the author and presents a plot that revolves around a young narrator and her experiences of being lesbian in a religious household through her ordeals of being adopted and trained to become a missionary. The novel presents the anecdotal instances by the author who presents her experiences of her mother's religiosity in a comic way to appeal to the readers and creates a rhetoric of the contemporary society and she lived in. Here's to the topic. The topic for the research paper is the evaluation of identity formation and representation of womanhood through sexuality and gender under the influence of tradition, culture, and religion, and the way language is used to express these concepts through a practical critical and comparative analysis of these two novels they discussed in the previous slides. The research paper is accordingly titled Identity Creation and Womanhood, comparison between Eileen Zhang and Jeanette Winterson and the cultural influence in literary context, that reflects the core objective of the study as well presents an idea of the research process that has been undertaken. Here is the methodology. For the current research paper, qualitative approach has been undertaken in conducting a critical comparative analysis of the two novels and finding the underlying themes of culture, tradition, relation, gender, sexuality, and identity through comparative coding of various sections from the two novels. Comparative analysis allowed to evaluate both the texts critically through close reading and identifying the parallels in the two narratives and in how the authors of the two texts have significantly contributed their individual experiences with their family and social lives in their self-expression of gender and sexuality. In the evaluation of the themes of gender and sexuality and their contextualization with culture, tradition, and religion, the paper focuses on the use of language in both the text to create rhetorical meaning making and interpretive reading by the readers. The paper identifies how in the narrative by Zhang Eiling, Chinese authenticity is maintained in the translated version of the text for its being a self-translated work by the author. The text uses words like wuqing and does not present English description for the readers, which compels them to identify the instrument closely with the Chinese culture. The text also closely uses addresses in the traditional Chinese way by using names like third master, fourth mistress, sixth sister, seventh sister, and such where the protagonist is a sixth sister. Similarly, in Jeanette Winterson's novel, language is essentially used to create a comic element in the narrative. Through the anecdotes the narrator presents about her relationship and experiences with her mother. Both the narratives present a significant similarity in presenting the clash between gender and sexual expression and identity formation of women, and the socio-cultural, religious, and traditional values. In both the cases, the female protagonists are restricted through the concepts of religion, tradition, and culture from expressing their gender and sexual identity. The protagonist of Zhang is severely faced with criticism to seek a second relationship by her own family as the members indulge in preparations for Liu Su's sister marriage and yet leave Liu Su with no grace of their interest at all. What makes her the villain even more is the man who arranged to marry Liu Su's sister, Fan Liuyuan, instead falls in love with Liu Su. On the contrary, Winter's mother constantly keeps presenting situations which starkly oppose the protagonist's sexuality. Language plays a crucial role in both the novels in creating the intended impact by the authors for the readers, while a serious tone is set by Zhang Eiling that influences the readers to have a sympathetic response towards the protagonist. Winterson's effect of sympathy comes from a comic expression as the readers are made to feel pathos for the young narrator when she turns deaf, but her mother and other members who are close to her assume that she is in resonance with God, and yet a stranger woman understands her problem. The use of language by both authors in their respective novels is meant to create an emotional resonance with the characters, which reflects the implications of sociocultural traditions and religion on the self-expression of gender and sexual identity on the characters. To the end is the formatting. The paper is formatted follow the protocols of this conference by adhering to this style guide of Harvard system, and follows the ethical protocols of presenting its background information by giving due credit to the authors of these sources. It presents the sections from the two primary texts by maintaining the formatting protocols and presenting credit to the authors. Here is the two images, reference for the two images. Now, thanks for your attention.